Okay, this is recording 589. Okay, so the first thing that I want to talk to you about is I want to report a crime that Gene committed, and I also want to report something that Gene Roberts put in my brain overnight. Okay, so I am, again, I've said this many times in these recordings, and it's on my website, www.CHRISTINASTATIA918.com. I'm using my reports. I'm using this to make reports to the Central Intelligence Agency because my reports are being hacked by Gene Roberts, who is running a massive terror cell and a massive trafficking ring. I have massive evidence against her. She's been stalking me all of my life. So one of Gene's ploys is she always acts in acts of revenge. And she's Caucasian. She's in her late 70s. She committed stolen valor in the Navy. She claims she's FBI. She claims she's police. I'm going to be saying the same thing in every recording over and over and over again. Okay? Somehow, she and her people, and I could hear them last night admitting to it, they're talking to people in other countries, and they're lying their butts off to them. Just literally flat out lying to them. Okay, so I don't know what she did, but this is another one of those kind of moments where it's like, what is going on? Why am I being attacked? What did Gene do? So I just wanted to get this report out because now I'm connected to the White House. So I know that the president, the actual president, not Gene fantasizing about being the president that she shot, but the actual president of the United States of America, Donald Trump, and actual intelligence can get the footage, look it over, see what Gene did. And either way, I think Gene is in a lot of trouble. She needs to be arrested because either she was pulling a stunt and took it upon herself to deliver a message on behalf of a group of people that she lied to, intentionally deceiving them, or there's no other way that they would be upset or angry if they weren't lied to. She lied to them somehow. So no matter what, she is not a spokesperson for the United States of America, and she's not a spokesperson for the world. And that's what the revenge tactic was. Someone spoke through me and told me Gene Roberts has no voice anymore. She keeps acting as if she is a spokesperson for the United States of America. She is a child abuser. She is a child trafficker. She's running a con where she's taking people's money and she's forcing her way, which is vulgar and disgusting. It's her belief system on society, trying to mute them and dumb them and numb them down to it because it's all means to an end for her. If you want to try to push something through that you know would never go through, you're going to take any route possible. So pretending that you're anti when you're pro would be a route to take, because that's what she's been doing. She's been acting like she is the child spokesperson. She impersonates children in horrific role play, like she's receiving and giving yuck. Like she's like attacking people pretending to be children. It's vulgar and disgusting. And she's making money at it. And she's lying to people about what she's doing. And then if you confront her, she'll turn around and blame someone else. It's just a gigantic game. And the more she does it, 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 the more she gets her way, and the more people are attacked. And people are pretty much like really disgusted with the United States. From what I see, from what I connect to in my brain, at times when I have valid connections, people are disgusted that this is being allowed to go on. How is she being allowed to do this? And it's because she's a terrorist and she has people held hostage. And people are even saying that's no excuse at this point. Arrest Jean and end this. She's vulgar, she's vile, she's a terrorist, and she's a liar. And she's taking people's money, and she's breaking people's hearts with lies, and she's trying to manipulate and con people left and right every day. So anyway, I remember in the recording yesterday, I said Run DMC and Houdini were my favorite rappers. And I was trying to explain the correlation when I was going through explaining one of the events where she abused me as a child, and showing you all the people that she abused also along the way, and all the people she tried to con, and I was showing you the connecting points. Well, she decided to get revenge, and then she came on. I don't know who she talked to. I don't know if it was legitimate or she just made it up. I don't know. You'll have to see the footage that she stuck in my brain. But she said something. She stuck in my brain. Someone Middle Eastern came on, and then he was on with me today. Okay. And then he came on and he said, and I think I know who he is, but I can't remember what his name is. But anyway, he came on, and then I was asleep, and then somebody came on talking as if they were me talking to him, and then my brain became conscious, and then I said something about like nice to meet you, or it's nice to meet you, or I haven't gotten to meet you yet. Like hello, I was saying hello, and I was asleep, and I was coming back to consciousness. And then he said, and I loved him for it, because I love people that are straight up. They realize they're being deceived and they're being conned, and they don't like that. And so everybody that they look at is somebody that they don't trust until they trust them. I love people like that. I mean, Jean Roberts has her con. There's so much just of her syrup and her just like, I don't know. I'm sure people know what it's like. I mean, having people like grovel and fan you and tell you what you want to hear, and then tell you things to purposely upset you, and then all of a sudden they're there to give you the perfect answer. Just do it their way, and then they tell you everybody else is doing it. Just get in on it. I mean, there's so much of snake oil salesmen, just shady, snaky, just yuck going on right now, because she's running this huge terror con, trafficking con. It's real terrorism, and she's running a real trafficking ring. But anyway, people are at wit's end with it. People are irritated. Okay, they're irritated. Like they're just plain irritated. So anyway, I said something like, I haven't got to meet you yet, or nice to meet you, or something like that. And then he said, I haven't got to meet you yet either. And then he gave me, that's so cool, that he gave me a very quick message so I would receive it. And then he went offline, and it was a 2-sided message, which tells me he heard what I said about our hands being formed perfectly. And what are you doing with your hands? Like, what kind of fruit are you producing? So it tells me that he heard me. So he said, I haven't got to meet you yet. And then, so he was showing me what I know, what I learned, what I decoded. And it was whoosh, like lightning fast. Like the first time I decoded, it was like whoosh, lightning fast. And it took me aback. Like I was like it was the first time I felt like the true fear. Well, probably there's probably a second time I felt the true fear of God. Like they say you're supposed to fear God, and fear means respect, but you are supposed to fear him. You are supposed to know how powerful he is and how mighty he is. Okay? You are supposed to respect him. And so it's the second time that I felt the real fear of God. Like, I was like, oh my gosh. And the first time was decoding my birth. And it was the same thing, which I don't want to talk about in recordings here. I got to talk with Steven Spielberg about it, and he was on when my stomach was sinking, and he said his stomach was sinking too. Like, we were both like, anyway, but I don't want to talk about it on here because this is I'm making a public report, and Jean is trying to steal my identity and trying to steal my life. So she'll steal it, then she'll go make fun of me to a pocket of snobs, and then she'll go hurt people, and then she'll go run more hijinks. So I'm just not going to allow her to do any of that. So I'm just moving forward. But I'm saying, the gentleman that was on last night, he was Middle Eastern, and he was like that. Like, I was like, so, anyway, then after he went off, someone else came on, and Jean put in a video in my brain of someone he looked like royalty, and I don't know who he was. And someone said today he's from Monaco, and if he's not from Monaco, Jean is in more trouble. Anyway, he came on and he quoted the song, one of my favorite songs that I use, that I have on my playlist, that I've loved since 1986. And I use it for emotional healing and health to keep me strong while I find out all the crimes that Jean has committed against me, my family, her doing the World Trade Center attack, her doing the Oklahoma City bombing, her doing terror attacks overseas, her lying to the government, her stealing my identity and stealing my life and dividing it out into little tiny pieces and putting it all over the place and making millions, if not billions of dollars off of me. Her doing the same thing to my family, and her being guilty of terrorism and abuse and painting herself as Miss America and the spokesperson for the United States of America, and calling herself the president, Jean Jernigan Roberts. So anyway, the song is called How Dare You. So he came on, so Jean knew, like, she knew that would get to me, but nothing gets to me, and it doesn't get to me like it used to get to me. She can't attack me because I know that she's guilty, and she knows that she's guilty. She's wasting her time. I have her turned in around the world. So anyway, she acts like a child. Like, I'm 53, okay? So that song is from my generation. It's a song I came up with from when I was a kid, from when I was a teenager. It's a song I grew up with, okay? That song means, and that group means nothing to her. That's a group that means everything to me. And the people that she hurt also mean everything to them. So she knows it's like aggravating. She wants to aggravate me. So again, she's showing you she doesn't care about the group, nor does she care about the person that was on last night. She cares about aggravating me. She doesn't care about any crime she's committed. She doesn't care about anything. She cares about aggravating me. This is how petty she is. This is what a snob she is. This is how non-concerning for humanity she is, but she's a psychopath. So, I mean, I don't even need to drone on and on. She is a psychopath. So anyway, so she had him say, she either told him to say it or she used artificial intelligence on him without his knowledge, getting him to say it, or it was completely fake and she just made it up, trying to run a stunt. And so he said, "How dare you?" And then came in a montage of pictures. And you know Jean Roberts loves montages. Remember, I turned her in for making montages of people she held in captivity and is still holding in captivity. And she's been knowing that people have been held in captivity since the 60s and did nothing about it. She had 2 fraudulent tours at the Pentagon. Like I said before, who gets to go to the Pentagon? No one. If you know that's going on and you're doing nothing about it, and I've decoded it. She's been knowing it's been going on because she threatened to send me underground when I was a child. I decoded it back from my grade school years in the early 70s. So you worked at the Pentagon. You committed stolen valor. You worked at the Pentagon not once but twice. And you did nothing and you said nothing. Because you wanted this whole Alice in Wonderland trippy effect and you wanted to get away with committing terrorism and trafficking, and you wanted to cinch up the whole thing, which I decoded your entire terror plot. I know your plan to the end of time. I know everything, Jean Roberts. So anyway, so it's different countries flipping through, right? So it's this montage. And it's like something I would have on my phone. I don't have the technology on my phone. I have Canva, where she's got like artificial intelligence and she's got everything. She's like, she hacks the heck out of everybody. She's got access to anything and everything. Okay, so she purposely did it like a cheap little montage, okay? And different countries just flipping back and forth. And I'm like, what is, and then she's in my brain like, I don't know what the expression would be like. So there. That's basically what she was doing in my brain. And I was like, are you kidding me with this? First of all, I'm trying to see if this is legitimate. It doesn't look legitimate. It looks like Jean's pulling a stunt. If she's not pulling a stunt, I need to find out and I need to make a report. Because if any of this is true, what she's displaying, then Donald Trump has got to get on the phone and has got to let world leaders know this is big, this is bad, which I'm sure he already has. It'd be me micromanaging Donald Trump. But this is, the world knows that Jean is guilty. Jean is very upset that I have a website up for the purpose of turning her in because she hacked my reports to the CIA. I'm not going to not make reports against her. She has stalked me all of my life. She is stalking my friends. She's stalking my family. She's stalking my roommates. She's stalking my employers. She's pretending to be a cop and FBI everywhere. And I hear her in my brain. Every time someone goes at her and tells her to stop or to leave, she says she won't leave. She'll blame it on another group of people. And then if you push her heart even harder than that, then she makes a terror threat. Today she made a walrus terror threat. And then she did some hand signal with my nose, like she was signaling to someone silently. And I'm like, can you believe it? Like, I'm thinking to myself, like, can you believe this chick? She just literally made a terror threat. Now she's acting like she's going to go report the terror threat. She is just the one who made the terror threat. I mean, it's a ridiculous Barnum and Bailey circus. And she's got all of her little terrorists and all of her little occult and all the surrounding, all the people she's hustled and conned. It's like a bubble in Tulsa. So anyway, I just want to make that report so you guys can get the footage out of my brain and you can see who and what, and you can see what Jean did, and then if you want to address it or how you want to address it. And then, okay, then later on she comes on in a male's voice. She wakes me up in the middle of the night and she comes on in a male's voice. And she's sounding like real prophetic and real slow, and she's real arrogant and real conceited. She uses AI voice modulation. And she goes, "You will sink with every low." Okay, lunatic, I'm turning you in. You are a terrorist and a trafficker. I don't know who you're putting a show on for, but you're done, Jean. I'm like totally controlled. My body and brain is totally controlled by her and her freaking putzes. Just fucking sick fucking idiots. Anyway, okay, so I'm gonna stop this recording and then I got one more recording to do.